Gusty winds ushering Old Man Winter back into the Bluegrass State. We'll talk about snow totals just ahead.
The University of Kentucky offers free vaccinations today for students following a mumps outbreak on campus.
5 Paris police officers go before the city commission to save their jobs.
This is WKYT News at 5.
Many of us started the day with rain, and we're going to finish it with snow, all thanks to a big drop in temperatures across the area.
We have declared a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day because of all this wild weather. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is here now with an update.
Yeah, guys, winds have been cranking all day long. If you've been outside or even inside, you don't need me to tell you that. You can hear the winds even from inside. Look at our live sky cam right now. This is over looking toward Hamburg Pavilion. Watch how it is jumping around. It's high on top of the station here on Winchester Road, and our sky cam is doing a little dance right now. No wonder it is bouncing around. Look at the current wind gust, 43 miles per hour here in Lexington. Same as the temperature, down to 43. Feels like it is 34, though, as the winds continue to gust up, courtesy of this big storm system that is wrapping up now into parts of the Buckeye State. Out ahead of that, 60s into parts of eastern Kentucky, West Virginia. Look at the 30s now, screaming across central Kentucky. Those will be into the Lexington Metro coming up here in the next 1 to 2 hours. Underneath that low, all kinds of weather. Look at the transition now from rain to snow that is taking place across parts of west central Kentucky, west of Interstate 65. That's some wet snows that we're beginning to pick up on. Out ahead of that, you're still mild eastern Kentucky. Still can hear a rumble of thunder. Lexington Metro, a little bit of light rain from time to time. Had a better shower move through the Beattyville and Boonville areas a little bit ago. Lake Cumberland over toward Whitley City, Williamsburg, dry for now, but there's the transition from rain to some wet snows. Now, guys, I'm not talking about a lot of snow from this by any stretch of the imagination. What falls tonight is going to have to fight a very warm ground, but some of it will try to stick. We'll show you who stands to get the best chance for sticking snow when I come back in a little over 10 minutes.
Chris, thank you. The same system bringing us rain and snow is responsible for severe weather across the South. Possible tornadoes ripped across states from Mississippi to Florida. In Louisiana, the weather has been blamed for 2 deaths and dozens of injuries. Crews spent the day searching a mobile home park for additional victims.
There are family members calling in that has not made contact with loved ones and that they know we're in this area.
The storms killed another person in Mississippi, 2 in Virginia, and damaged about 100 homes in Pensacola, Florida. The University of Kentucky took action this afternoon to try and stop a mumps outbreak on campus.
The school held a free mumps clinic on campus for students who need the vaccination. And as Caitlin Settner shows us, many students took advantage.
Although many students received the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine as children, some have not. That's why today, for 2 hours, students could come to campus and visit University Health Services and receive a free vaccine.
University health officials say there are 3 confirmed cases of mumps on campus, and several other students have shown symptoms, including swollen throat and jaw. Although the MMR vaccination isn't 100% effective, healthcare officials say it is the best form of prevention against mumps. That's why UK took action, allowing students to get vaccinated by showing their student ID. We talked with many students on campus. Some say they're just going with the flow, while others say they're taking precautions because parents are concerned.
My mom was more worried than I was because she got the news and she called me to make sure that I was okay.
I thought it'd be a good precautionary measure, and also our moms told us to just go ahead and get it.
Any students that weren't able to make it to campus during clinic hours were able to schedule an appointment. In Lexington, Caitlin Settner, WKYT.
And the students who tested positive for mumps had received the MMR vaccine.
5 suspended police officers are getting their chance to fight for their jobs. A hearing for all 5 resumed 2 hours ago in Paris. It began Monday when the police chief spent 8 hours making his arguments for why the officers need to go. As WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us, the officers have plenty of support as they make their plea.
They entered their hearing backed by strong support.
They've always done their job right. They've always been fair to everybody.
Support as they fight for their jobs after Chief Rob Williams suspended the 5 officers without pay.
Being a small community, a lot of people know these officers.
It is now the talk of the small town. However, as such a heated issue and what they feel is a risk of retaliation, many folks wanting to stay anonymous and not be shown on camera.
A little bit of anger, a little bit of, frustration.
Anger and frustration for supporters of the officers as the men who they say are good police now face multiple disciplinary charges for behavior they say is not accurate for these officers. However, at the hearing here at City Hall on Monday, Chief Williams spent hours working to back up his claims, including showing hours worth of video evidence. The video showing officers spending significant parts of their shifts inside of the dispatch room when Chief Williams says they should be out patrolling. Now, while a few folks we talked to off camera do agree with the suspensions, the majority of community members say the accusations of spending too much time inside should not cost these men their jobs.
It's not like they were taking money or, doing backdoor deals for, that's not what these officers were. I mean, they were 100% stand-up officers that did their job, put their life at risk, and they deserve more respect.
In Paris, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Each of the 5 officers are expected to testify. We have a crew in that meeting, and we'll keep you updated here on WKYT as to what develops.
A man was injured in a bizarre accident, and it's all caught on video. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Davis County. The man was checking out a gas station in Owensboro when his e-cigarette battery exploded in his pocket. He ran out of the store to put the fire out. One employee even sprayed him with a fire extinguisher to try and help.
I was just shocked. What was that? You have a bomb in your pocket? I was like that. You carry a bomb in your pocket? I was totally shocked, and just like this, my hands were on my head.
Another customer drove the man to the hospital. He suffered second-degree burns, but is expected to be okay. At least one Kentucky school district will miss spring break because of snow. The Letcher County School Board voted to make spring break in-session days. Students will now be in school April 4th through the 8th. Letcher County has missed 17 days of school because of snow.
A history-making alum returned to Lafayette High School today for the first time in 60 years. Helen Case Wade received special permission to take a summer class at Lafayette in 1955, making her the first African-American student in Lexington to attend a white school. WKYT's Victor Puente shows us the special message Wade had for students during her visit today.
It's been 61 years since Helen Wade attended a class here at Lafayette High School. She was the first African-American student to attend a white school in Lexington. And today she told students how that move impacted her and her family. In 1955, Helen Case Wade attended Douglas School in Lexington. The school was exclusively for African-American students.
They were books that had been used in the high school classes here at Lafayette. We had hand-me-downs.
But that summer, Wade asked to take summer classes at Lafayette following the Brown versus Board of Education decision that declared segregated schools unconstitutional. Her request was granted.
But I could walk through the halls, and it was like they didn't even see me.
She says she didn't have any problems at the school, but her family saw the effects, including costing her father a job.
Do you know what he said to my father? You can't do any more work for me.
She offered to quit the classes. She told students today her father told her she would do no such thing.
When you have pride in who you are, don't back down from doing what is right.
Wade will be back at the school tomorrow speaking to 2 more groups of students. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Fayette County schools were fully integrated in 1973 following a federal court order. For many of us, hearing properly requires no effort, but for some children, it takes work to enjoy the sounds around them. We'll show you how one Lexington school is helping them a little later.
When it comes to the health of your brain, a little bit of chocolate might help. We'll show you the benefits in better living.
You had me at chocolate. Looking at the weather, though, it's all about a big storm system that is pinwheeling across the Ohio Valley. Snow on the way to central and eastern Kentucky. We'll tell you how much to expect in a moment.
To play on the floor at Rupp is special. To do it to bring awareness for a fellow firefighter makes it even more significant. WKYT goes to Chicago to talk with a Lexington fireman battling cancer. A Fireman's Fight, Thursday at 6 on WKYT.
After 18 years of hot flashes, I had had enough. My thyroid was non-functioning. Used to have a lot of trouble with fatigue. I had dry skin. I didn't sleep. My energy level is amazingly high. No more hot flashes. Body Shapes Medical has changed my life.
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Folks from everywhere come here, not just from here in Winchester. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
Did your family set a goal to become healthier in the new year? One family did and lost 300 pounds at Ageless. Bruce lost 92 pounds, Adam lost 64 pounds, and Catherine lost 151 pounds. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
It's the right thing to do. What's that?
It's what they do, like lifetime rotation and balancing and free alignment with any new tire.
No free kittens?
Kittens? We could do that?
I hate that guy.
Change is taking root in Frankfurt. We need a voice that'll be heard. Daniel Elliott is the conservative for Boyle and Casey counties. Dedicated to protect our God-given freedoms from Obama liberals, Daniel will ensure government is held accountable and our Kentucky values are protected. Daniel Elliott will fight government overreach that's crippled our economy. We need a strong voice. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Daniel Elliott for state representative.
While some airports offer a few flights to a few places a few days a week, Louisville International offers daily flights to more of the places you want to go. You can get there from there, eventually. Or you can see where we can take you. Visit us today.
Body Shapes Medical gave me back everything I needed to be the best husband, father, and 44-year-old police officer. And they can do the same for you. This week only, all police and firefighters get these benefits along with $600 off an annual membership. Call today.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
A wild Wednesday of weather across central and eastern Kentucky. Winds are cranking out there. I keep focusing this sky cam a little lower and the winds keep bouncing it around a little bit, but this is just so cool. Just a picture's worth 1,000 words. We hear that often. How about a live sky cam worth 1,000 words? That's the wind gusts, 40 to 45 miles an hour right now in Lexington. I don't even have to put the numbers on there. I just let you look at the camera and take a little Dramamine right before it. Temperatures are dropping quickly now from west to east across the region. 50s, eastern Kentucky. Everybody 75 and east hit 60 degrees today. And now we're seeing the thermometers dropping into the 30s just to our west, courtesy of this low pressure center. Powerhouse of a storm system. Barometer today way down there. One of the lowest barometers we've had around here in several years, courtesy of that powerful Ohio Valley winter storm. Severe weather yesterday into the deep south, Pensacola, Florida last night, this evening, getting a lot of damage reports now coming out of North Carolina and especially Virginia after tornadoes swept across those areas. Around here, it's about the transition now to some snow, and snow beginning to show up into parts of western Kentucky. Rain and snow mixed as of now. That'll continue to be the case as it scoots in to central and eastern Kentucky. Still some heavy bursts of rain across the east, Lexington Metro. We've had a little bit of drizzle, a little shower action. It's cold rain with temperatures now low 40s. But to our south and southwest, we'll see this action beginning to pick up the pace a little bit. Lake Cumberland, Russell County, look to your southwest toward Albany, seeing a couple of wet snowflakes trying to mix in. And that's what's going to happen. Southern Kentucky, you're going to get in on some snows before areas to the north because that cold air is kind of pinwheeling around the backside of that low. Am I talking about a lot of snow? No, I am not. Coatings to maybe a couple of spots of an inch or two as we go through tonight and tomorrow. A lot of what falls is going to melt. A lot of what falls on roads will melt especially. Computer models showing All told, an inch or two of snow. Remember, snowfall does not mean snow depth. A lot of people get that confused. They think if you're going to talk about an inch or two of snow, you're going to go out and measure 2 inches of snow. You're talking about the fall, and that includes the melting process too. NAM model is not as snowy as the GFS, not that either of them are really off the charts in terms of snowfall. So this evening the numbers drop to freezing, rain changes over to snow. We'll see some periods of light snow. Gusty winds are going to continue tonight and through the day tomorrow. We still tomorrow could have a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust in the tank, except it's a colder snow or a colder wind with some snow, light accumulations. Think of it, you know how you get these little snowfalls in March? They kind of melt away fairly quickly. That's what I see coming up tonight and into the day tomorrow. Still a flake left over on Friday. Get through that. Let's get to the weekend. 50 Saturday, 60 Sunday, a little drop next week. Then we bounce it back up. We'll drop it back down after that. Basically, it's March weather at its best or worst, depending on your perspective.
Yeah, I like that weekend, though, if we just get through these next couple of days.
And that would be 2 in a row we've had pretty good around here. So we get through Thursday. I could live with that. Yeah. Mother Nature, I like your schedule right now.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, guys.
Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic this afternoon. First, a live look at overall traffic flow, and we're about normal with slowdowns we would expect outbound Richmond Road coming up the Circle and on the inner and outer loops approaching Liberty. No collisions. I just cleared a problem at Tate's Creek in the Lansdowne shop, so we're okay there. And as far as drive times go to Nicholasville, it looks like it's about normal. Same to Paris. Paris Pike looks okay, really both directions right now. And so to 75 north and southbound on into Madison County. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Don. Many Kentucky children have some form of hearing loss. We'll show you how one school is helping them hear one lesson at a time just ahead.
New details today about a murder-for-hire case. The information revealed during a hearing for the suspect coming up on WKYT News at 5:30.
When winter is at its worst, that's when WKYT calls a First Alert Severe Weather Day. Continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
Everyone has their own tastes, and Kroger has something for the one who likes eating healthy, the one who loves to eat everything, and the one just learning to eat. From cleaning the plate to cleaning the house, you'll find a brand for everyone in your family. And because everyone loves to save money, our exclusive brands are affordable too. Delicious, delightful, and made just for you. Everything to make your everyday special with our family of brands at Kroger.
And the nominees are the 2016 Camry, Corolla, and RAV4. New 2016 Corollas, $159 a month. Camrys, $179, and RAV4s, $209 a month. Or 0% APR financing available. For price, selection, and service, the winner is you when you come to Frankfort Toyota.
Frankfort Toyota, Google rated 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Frankfort Toyota, and online at frankforttoyota.com.
Jenny Wingo signed up for KU's Demand Conservation Program because she knows that during the day, energy demand is at its highest. While she's at work crunching numbers and taking names, a device in her home's AC helps manage the community's energy demand and earns Jenny $20 in summer energy bill credits. And when her coworkers also signed up, all that extra money means bye-bye frozen fettuccine and hello party sub. Become a legend of energy efficiency and start earning your summer energy bill credits.
This weekend, see 5-ton Monster Jam trucks up close. Take pictures and get autographs from the drivers. Only at the Party in the Pits. Before Monster Jam trucks take Rupp Arena. Get access to it all by purchasing your pit pass for $10 at monsterjam.com. Plus, kids seats start at just $10. Monster Jam. This weekend, Rupp Arena.
Building the only trucks with the best torque, best payload, best towing, and best horsepower takes guts. Icing out the competition, that's the glory. Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month. Now, returning FCA US lessees get $11,000 in total values on the purchase of a 2016 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
Get weather plus traffic with a WKYT weather app. Have the Defender radar network in the palm of your hand while checking your driving conditions for your commute on the same screen. Weather plus traffic on the WKYT weather app. Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Donald Trump's presidential campaign continues to pick up steam. He won Nevada last night, adding to his victories in New Hampshire and South Carolina. Trump has won 81 delegates, well ahead of Senators Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, who have 17 apiece. Trump's challengers say it's still too early to call the race.
I think it's important to take a deep breath here. First of all, the Republican nomination is decided by delegates. It's over 1,200 delegates you need to have. We're nowhere even near that number.
Now, the focus now shifts to next week's Super Tuesday with 595 delegates at stake. The Centers for Disease Control says that 2 or 3 out of every 1,000 children have hearing loss.
Here in Kentucky, the Lexington Hearing and Speech Center has been helping children with hearing, speech, and language impairments for nearly 60 years. Tonight, an inside look at helping the smallest ears learn to hear. The story is new at 5.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Inside this old school, learning to listen is important. For little Madeline, the sound of song and simple play is crucial in helping her ears learn.
We found out when she was 2.5 months old that she has bilateral sensorineural hearing loss. It's moderate to profound in both ears. So basically without hearing aids and amplification, she can't hear.
At 3 months old, Madeline was fitted with hearing aids.
I still get emotional about it. I know that she's going to have a great life, and she's perfect, but I want her to have everything.
Hot pink hearing aids are just a fun accessory for Madeline.
This is a minute-by-minute struggle, pulling out those hearing aids.
One day a week, Madeline works with Miss Shelby, as she's known at the Lexington Hearing and Speech Center. Mom Paula Pitcock is coached on how to help her little girl learn to listen.
We were cueing her to listen. That's very, very important. We were doing a lot of singing because she can listen to the melody of your speech and she'll produce what she hears.
Shelby Rutledge has worked with little ones for 27 years. Julie Graff, now a junior at Transylvania, is one of her former students.
Your first word, do you remember what it was?
That was a big day for the Graff family. Julie still has the lion Miss Shelby gave her to mark the milestone. Julie had profound hearing loss in both ears. Her family is grateful to the Lexington Hearing and Speech Center.
I don't know what we would have done without it. In fact, I probably don't want to think about that because it's just been a real blessing.
Just remember the people here. They were just great people like Miss Shelby.
Success here is possible. Julie Graff is proof. It's something Shelby Rutledge sees in the future for little Madeline, too.
I see the potential that all these babies have.
She is sweet. In 2015, the Lexington Hearing and Speech Center helped 1,200 infants, children, and adults overcome hearing impairments. Friday night, the Lexington Hearing and Speech Center will hold its annual Frankel Cocktails and Casino Night to raise money for the center. To learn more, just look for this story a little bit later on WKYT.com.
One of UK's biggest events of the year takes place this weekend. We'll show you what inspired one freshman to get involved with Dance Blue. That's on WKYT News at 5:30.
How much is too much? I'm Jeannie Yukas in New York with the great homework debate.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
When it comes to your heart, there's one team that's leading the way to better care in the area: Baptist Health. Our team exceeds national standards for heart attack care and has been recognized with top quality ratings for cardiac surgery. From clinical research trials to advanced imaging and surgical options, our heart specialists provide nationally recognized comprehensive care. Right here at Baptist Health.
Philip Pratt, a proud grandfather, a loving and caring family man, a hard-working small business owner, someone who knows how to grow jobs and change the landscape in Frankfurt. Philip Pratt will hold government accountable responsibly, fight Obama's crippling government overreach on our agriculture economy, and preserve our Kentucky heritage in Owen and Scott County. On Tuesday, March 8th, vote Philip Pratt for state representative.
Honda knows that being adaptable has its advantages. That's why the Fit lets you do more throughout your day. Gives you a better view of your surroundings. And helps you stay in touch on the go. The Fit, from KBB.com's best value brand. Nothing compares to a Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Recent tobacco research proves a residue extremely hazardous to young children clings to surfaces long after the cigarette is out. The toxin particulates and gases are called third-hand smoke, and they contain chemicals like arsenic, cyanide, and lead. It's linked to chronic ear infections, asthma, even brain damage in children. Contact the Lexington Health Department to find smoke-free child care centers.
It's not about the distance you have to go, it's about the drive that gets you there.
It's what makes us Kentucky strong, independent, and proud.
Giving it your best, 100% every day, because that's what it takes.
When it comes to getting things done, nothing outperforms, outworks, or outshines Ford F-Series trucks from Paul Miller.
39 years and still the leader. Ford F-150 from Paul Miller. Big Blue Nation's destination.
United we stand, Kentucky strong. Ford Trucks and Paul Miller.
We're walking the streets delivering a simple message. Where there's smoke, there could be fire.
This is the start of a 5-year program with our partner, Kentucky Power, to install smoke detectors in local neighborhoods.
The smoke alarms are free. The only thing we ask is they let us show them how to use them.
Doesn't matter how cold it is outside, how early they got up that morning, or how far they've walked, they know that they've possibly saved a life.
We may be a power company, but the true power in our communities comes from our people.
It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Many parents and educators are resigned to the idea that homework is just part of learning and succeeding in school. But when does it become too much? Jamie Yukas explores the great homework debate.
We are going to persuade.
Frania Corneal's living room is now set up as a classroom.
Convince someone to change their mind.
2 years ago, the New Yorker started homeschooling her sons and niece. It was Olivia's workload in kindergarten that drove the change.
Every day she had to do reading, phonics, writing, word work, math.
It was very hard and I didn't like to do homework.
When children have too much homework, some say it leaves too little time for kids to be kids.
You want to help kids to manage their time well.
Dr. Jamie Howard is a clinical psychologist with the Child Mind Institute. She says younger children should get no more than 20 minutes of homework a day. That's in line with the National PTA's recommendation of 10 to 20 minutes per night in the first grade, and an additional 10 minutes per grade level after that. By 12th grade, that's 120 minutes per night.
Their attention span is short and they need to be doing other things. So they need to be mastering tasks like making and keeping friends and spending time with their families.
Corneal agrees. With the time they save on homework, her kids learn life skills.
They expose themselves to other things.
Like museums, the park, swimming, and music lessons. So her kids can enjoy being kids. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Bronx, New York.
Corneal has a master's degree in education. She says she is prepared to teach the children through high school. Here's a good reason to eat some chocolate. Researchers studied 900 people for 30 years, and they found those who ate chocolate once a week did better on cognitive function tests. Authors say the results aren't surprising since cocoa contains flavonols that improve blood flow to the brain. They do warn, though, moderation is key because chocolate is high in fat and sugar. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now, here's what's coming up at 5:30.